Edward's Day Out. One day, Edward was in the shed where he lived with the other engines. They were all bigger than Edward and boasted about it. "Driver won't choose you again," said Gordon. "He wants big, strong engines like us." But the driver and fireman felt sorry for Edward. "Would you like to come out today?" "Oh, yes, please," said Edward. So they lit his fire, made lots of steam, and Edward puffed away. The other engines were very cross at being left behind, and away went Edward to get some coaches. When Edward arrived at the yards, he made sure not to bump the coaches and approached very gently. "Thank you, Edward," they said. "You don't bump us like the others do." He was then coupled up to them and headed for the platform. At the station, Edward waited for all the passengers to get on. "Get in quickly, please," he said. So the people hopped on board, and Edward waited for the guard to blow his whistle. He waited and waited, but there was no guard. "Where is that guard?" said Edward. He was getting anxious, and as time went on he began to get cross. "Are we ever going to start?" he said. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a sight came from the other platform. "Here he comes," said a boy, and there was the guard, running up the steps with his flag in one and a sandwich in the other. He ran onto the platform, blew his whistle, jumped into one of the coaches, and Edward began to puff away. He did have a happy day, and worked so hard that his driver promised to take him out again the next day. That night at the sheds, he told the other engines about his day. "I'm going out again tomorrow," he said. "What do you think about that?" But he didn't hear what they had to say, as Edward was asleep before he could hear their reply.